Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour unto me, and thank you for breaking out the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Indeed. Thank you for your Yahusha, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim of the Yahudim.
Shalom, family. This is Pierre Ligi, and you're listening to The Remnant Awakens. I'm grateful you're here, whether you're tuning in for the first time or you've been walking this narrow path with me for a while now. You know, every episode we dig a little deeper, we challenge what we've been taught, and we try to see the world through the lens of Scripture, not tradition. Today, we're gonna talk about something that's been hiding in plain sight, something ancient, but still shaping the world right now. So, let's get into it. All right, let's start at the beginning. Genesis chapter 10, verse 8 to 10, talks about Nimrod. It says, Nimrod, a mighty hunter, before Yahuwah, the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. Now, I always used to think, Nimrod was just some strong guy, maybe a good hunter, but it's way deeper than that. Nimrod was the first to build a world empire. He united people, not to serve Yahuwah, but to rebel. The Tower of Babel wasn't just a tall building. It was a symbol of human pride, rebellion, and a desire to reach the heavens on our own terms. And honestly, if you look around today, that same spirit is still at work. The world's still trying to build its own towers, its own systems, without Yahuwah. Now, let's talk about Freemasonry. I know, some folks think it's just a bunch of old men in funny hats doing charity work. But nah, it's way more than that. Freemasonry is a secret religion, and it's not a secret to those who dig. It's rooted in Babylon, Egypt, and the rebellion of Nimrod. The symbols, the rituals, the oaths, they all trace back to ancient mystery religions. It's a Luciferian system, hiding behind good works and brotherhood. And, if you look at the architecture, the handshakes, the language, it's all there. Babylon never really died. It just changed clothes. And Freemasonry is one of the main ways that spirit of rebellion keeps moving through history. So, who's really running things? We vote, we watch the news, we argue about presidents and prime ministers. But let's be real, these people are just faces, they're puppets. The real power is behind the scenes. There are higher forces, spiritual and human, pulling the strings. And, as we talked about in that episode, on the medical industry and Babylon's system, it's all connected. The same spirit that moved Nimrod is still moving today, just with new technology and new faces. The world's leaders are chosen, placed, and controlled by those who serve the agenda of Babylon, not Yahuwah. Let's get into the real dark stuff for a second. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10 to 12 says, Let no one be found among you who uses divination, or is a sorcerer, or casts spells, or consults with the dead. All who do these things are an abomination to Yahuwah. That's strong language. And yet, if you look at the world's elite, the entertainment industry, even some so-called churches, you see these same practices: divination, witchcraft, consulting spirits, just dressed up in new clothes. It's not just ancient history. It's happening now. And honestly, sometimes we don't even realize how much of this stuff has crept into our lives, our media, our culture. Yahuwah calls it an abomination for a reason. It's not just bad, it's spiritually deadly. Now, here's something I gotta make clear. Hasatan, the adversary, he creates nothing. He's not a creator, he's a thief. He steals, he mimics, he corrupts what Yahuwah made. All the power he has, it's borrowed, twisted, or stolen. He takes what's holy and flips it upside down. That's why you see so many counterfeits, false messiahs, false miracles, false religions. Like we talked about in that episode on the counterfeit messiah, the enemy's main weapon is deception. He can't make anything new, so he just corrupts what's already good. That's why we gotta be so careful, testing everything by the word, not just by what feels spiritual or powerful. But here's the good news, family. The remnant, you, me, anyone who clings to Yahweh and walks in obedience. We have real authority, not because of who we are, but because of who He is. The world might look scary, the systems might seem unbeatable, but the authority of the remnant is greater than anything Babylon can throw at us. We're not called to hide or run. We're called to stand, to speak truth, to walk in righteousness. The same power that raised Yahusha from the dead lives in us. That's not just a nice saying. That's reality. The remnant is small, but it's powerful because Yahuwah is with us. So, let's remember, Nimrod failed. The tower fell. Babylon rose, but it's gonna fall again. All these systems, all these secret societies, all this rebellion, it's temporary. Yahuwah's kingdom is forever. The remnant might look outnumbered, but we're not outpowered. Stay awake, stay faithful, and don't get distracted by the noise. The victory is already written. Thanks for listening to The Remnant Awakens. I'm Pierre Ligi, your brother from the tribe of Yehuda, and this is The Remnant Awakens. If this message stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video so it reaches more people. Subscribe if you're awakening to truth. And comment below with what stood out to you most. And if you know someone still sleeping, share this episode with them. Until next time, Shalom. See you all on the next episode.
Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahusha my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour unto me, and thank you for breaking all the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Indeed. Thank you for your Yahusha, whom you truly love. You are Elohim the Elohim.